instruments gani mimi nilijua drums nikiwa class 5, but by the time I was in form 2 I think iliend
Umeformat.
So instruments kuna zile unapiga hata ukiwa umefunga macho.
Working on the keys for a while since I was young. My parents insisted on that. I'm learning the bass right now and learning strings.
Hizo zote umetaja. Sidhani kama kuna moja naweza. Not unless nifanye ile ya do re mi fa on the keys. That's the only thing I can do.
Yes.
And at the same time you are a farmer.
Yes.
You've decided to go into farming.
Yes.
And so yesterday we were talking about urban farming.
Yes.
And it's all about jana tulikuwa tunaongelelea home kitchen garden.
Yes.
Tukaambia wase the definition of urban farming.
Yes.
And so today tuka decide poultry farming.
Yes.
And ukiambia msee poultry farming ama ati mimi naweka kuku, atakuuliza kwenyu ni wapi ushago wewe unatoka. Una get? Because most of us, especially sisi wenye tulikuja Nairobi by bus, we are not by bus. Tulijipata tumekuja Nairobi, mimi si by bus, mimi by mat 2NK. So sisi tunajua kuku zinawekwa ushago.
Yes.
Huko hata unakutana nazo kwa gate, unatembea huko. So people know rearing of chicken or poultry in the rural area or the rural setting.
Yes.
So now you've decided it's the urban settings, ndio?
Yes.
So ulikaa tu hivi chini, kuna poultry, kuna pigs, kuna samaki. Why poultry? Mbona ukaamua tu mimi naweka kuku? Na wewe sio Mluya. Unajua Mluya alikuwa amekula stock. Kama ni Noah angekuwa
amekula
stock. Wakiwa na bodi ya mastano. Stano akiweka samaki. Yote anakula stock. But why poultry farming?
Hata mimi nasema tu juu kula stock.
Uliweka ukasema kuna ile kidogo nikisikia nimechoka na sukuma.
But just to pinpoint that out, I guess ilianza kama passion.
Okay.
Passion. Msana is a tap in potential yake. You can tap in your potential and you don't know there's something you're gifted in.
All right.
So it all began in my journey here in Africa Farmers. Yes, I'm a guy who likes fitness and all. Don't sioni mwili yangu.
Usijali. Umenini nataka.
Yes. So I love fitness, but I wanted to reverse engineer all that to the source because fitness is majority is 80% your diet. So I'm really concerned about buying ndoma and ngwashi at 80 shillings. I see that is very expensive for me. So I'm like, hey, so how do I go about all this? And then in God's good timing, Noah came into my life and he asked me, would you want to come at a farmers for internship? And I'm like, why not? I have the opportunity, I have the time. So I came. I knew nothing about farming.
Nothing.
Zero.
Hakuna kitu ulikuwa unajua.
Hakuna.
You are Nairobi by birth.
Bontao.
It's not surprising. But Bontao unajua nini? But it's okay. You just give it a shot. Alikwambia tu ukuje.
Yes, and it was God's timing because he told me, you kuja to come, just come. He told me you come and let's see what can happen.
Okay.
And I was really challenged because Noah is passionate about the youth.
Yeah.
And so he called me on and I'm like, yeah, I'm on board. So let's do this. And I thought that itakuwa rahisi, it will be easy, just doing documentation.
Hauko unajua ile kazi na kungoja.
Yes, the kazi, the surprises. Farming is really challenging. Handling losses, all that, and you have to keep on keeping on in farming, And I'm a young person at the time. Get.
Uko miaka zinasema uko na 20 something lakini vile unachoka mgongo inalia ni kama you are 90.
Parallel.
Pelekani bana. Ni mbaya.
So, yeah man, I decided take this a shot. So I come at Africa Farmers. And I'm like, this is what you do. And the first time I found people harvesting tomatoes. And nikambua chukua blue band. And nikasema, blue band sawa. I harvested green tomatoes.
Wait. Ulituma tomatoes. Ni kama you've never seen tomatoes in your life. Huko ama ulidhani juu umesema blue band basi hizo ni za green. Hizi zingine angeniambia angekosa kusema blue band ungeleta za red. Sasa umeleta za green
Mimi ndo green bana. Then I'm surprised why people are laughing at me,
Bana umeona umepiga kazi hii hata mnafaa kunilipa mshahara sahi. I'm done harvesting.
Changamkeni. So people are laughing at me. But then I thank God for the willingness to learn, because you just have to be humble and accept you don't know and learn the whole learning process. Now I started learning from this is blue band. Hata sikuwa najua nyanya harvested kwa farm ikiwa red. You have to wait for it to reach a certain period so that you harvest, and then it takes 2-3 days. Then you have to begin to take it to the market.
Hizo vitu zote they were new to me.
Statistics new to me.
So when you come in to A farmers,
yes,
wewe ulikuwa tu umekuja just to learn?
Yes,
ulikuwa tu umekam to learn?
Me at first nilikuwa nimekuja ku pass time, to be honest. But then this revealed to me as a learning opportunity, and I said, this presented opportunity to learn, let me just learn.
So when you ulikuja hapa, ulipata kuna project ya poultry?
Yes.
Sasa hapo, just give us the story of how now you got into it. Sasa umeona nyanya, mimi blue band, sisi atupelekana hii mambo ya shamba kidogo tricky. Sasa umepata project, ulipata ikianza ama it was ongoing?
Actually the project I think had just started, and they had invested quite a lot, around 400-500 chicken. They had a person who, like, let me say, a really experienced person in that field, Kevin. Yes. So he was kind of my guide. Another lady, the late Janet Makwata, was my mentor too, in this field. So I get to learn day in, day out, what you do, how you monitor chicken, looking for signs of weaknesses, feeding, cleanliness and maintaining hygiene, all that, vaccination schedule, stages of growth of chicken, and all that. Hey, then they said, what, this guy is gifted, let's leave him that portfolio to guide. Well, then things started happening.
Walikufunza alafu akasema sasa wacha tukuachie sasa. Ukakuwa it's like it's now under your watch.
Yes.
You shall learn 1, 2, 3 things from your mentors.
Yes.
From everyone around here. Wamekwambia sasa now wewe it starts kidogo asubuhi unaambiwa umepea kuku chakula umepea maji. Sasa polepole ukajipata now you're the one in charge.
Yes. So after that period now I'm in charge, so calling the shots.
You're calling the shots. You're like yo. Sasa hadi karibu ambie hizo kuku nikifika hivi I'm the one in charge here.
Even vaccine shots.
Wewe unajua, wewe uko na pugu unasema pana. The next week see week.
Yes, keeping records, feeding records, even keeping farm records. Yes, I was a bit better now. Then things started happening, man. Hey, chickens started dying. Hey, so I'm asking myself, what's this now? 1, 2, 3, 10 chicken are dying in a day. 20 chicken are dying in a day. Hey.
Na say you've never experienced such a thing.
Because I've never. It's my first time.
It's your first time.
Yes. And in this generation, you have that view of what failure coming into you, and then hey, you're scared.
And now when that was happening, remember how now you've never experienced that.
Yes.
And now you're in charge.
Yes.
And you're a young person. Now you're blaming yourself. Sasa mimi nilikuwa tu nimekuja ku pass time. Sasa hizi napeleka mtu mwingine lot. You get? Because this is not my place, and ajaweka tu aweke tu hapo.
Yes.
Anataka profits pia.
Yes, exactly.
Alafu zimeanza kukufa.
Yes.
You have no explanation, because how can you explain hizi nakufa? You have nothing. At that time you had some mentors, but not that formal training. Ile ulikuwa ushaanza kujua vaccine, but it's through what you see from late Jan.
Yes.
And everyone who was around here wanakuonesha hapa ndio. So hakuna kale ka training, ile tu kidogo ulikuwa tunayo.
Ile kidogo nilikuwa nayo. Set ile experience unajua from first hand experience, something when it happens, you kind of might have an idea on how to handle it. So you're blank. You don't know why chickens are dying, and you're there blank. You try something out, nothing. Vaccines, nothing. Fumigation,
zinaenda tu zikikufa.
Yes, so it was quite a challenging period of time for me. And you see now I think the admin was trying to watch and see how I'll fare on that. They were just silent. They're just watching how I'll fare on that, or I'll handle that. Hey, so me, I just want to know how does a farmer's admin feel about this, But I think one time in the morning, Noah and Mrs. Noah came and encouraged me. So this is what's happening. Nini, you can do this, do this, try this. And so we tried shifting the chicken, some fumigation here and there. and some vaccination also, isolations too. And yeah, that worked.
So all this was happening during what period?
2019 there, I think from around June, July. Yes.
So by the time you were leaving this place, you had so many. It was a mixture of so many things. First, by the time you're leaving, you left in
around 2019 August. 5 months. Yes.
So you had done a period of 5 months.
Yes.
By those 5 months, kulikuwa kumekufa kuku wangapi?
Well, I think it was almost 400. I think 400. They even closed down the project to begin it again. Well, it was quite challenging. And
you're a young person. Where ulikuja the first time? And by the time you're leaving, ile kitu unatoka nayo unasema
losses was there.
And so from there you, and remember, this is not your background.
Yes, true. Bontao.
When in Bontao, hata ile kitu umesomea sio mambo na ukulima ama poultry.
Yes.
You just came and found a passion.
Yes.
And now this passion imeturn to losses. Ukiona tu kuku hivi unaona. But just a quick question. Ulikuwa unakula kuku hiyo period? Ama ulikuwa unaona hivi unasema, "Yeah,
trauma."
Ni trauma hii. Unapata PTSD.
Acha tu bana.
Ama ulisema chakula ni chakula tu. Haitambui.
Unasema chakula ni chakula lakini deep down
ilikuwa
inakuuma jo.
So after you left, hapo ndio ilikuwa mwisho wa poultry farming ama what did you do?
I was thinking after now doing all this, we are talking with my parents and see whether we could start our own thing, poultry and both farming and see.
No, umetoka mali umetoka umemaliza 400 nini kuku alafu unataka you want to start again.
That was during when I was in internship. Those were the conversations.
Those are the conversations that you're having.
Yes.
So now you've left.
Yes.
Umetoka.
Yes.
Umesema thank you so much for the skills that I've gotten here.
Yes.
Now it's my time to leave.
Yes.
That's umetoka sasa. You are home.
Yes.
Next day you're not coming here. So what was going through your mind that period?
I was like, man, 50-50, discouraged. I was down because you see you brought losses for a company.
Yeah. Alafu there's nothing as bad as umeleta losses. Na hata uambui sasa tutakata kwa mshahara, tutakupeleka police station sasa ni just okay. And that silence, you're like, now what am I supposed to do?
It gets to you.
Now what was happening at that period? Now it's from August 2019 towards 2020.
Actually, I decided, I'll not do farming for a while. So that's it. I'll focus on my education.
Ukasema mimi ni Bontao, I'll remain who I am.
Maybe this is not for me.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
There's a reason nilizaliwa Nairobi. There's a
reason.
Kuna reason.
Labda msanii.
Acha sasa ninge sasa kwa hizo keys. Not cuckoo's keys. Let me do the keys now. Ukasema this is not your thing.
Yes, it's not my thing, man.
But now you found yourself now sasa wewe ndio umekuwa you're just like the infinite, like the phoenix.
Yes.
From the ashes. Now you rose. You found yourself. So when did these rising moments come?
So what I was lacking actually was time, but I was still thinking about it in my mind. I was like, I can start something, man. I can start. Then the COVID-19 came.
March 2020,
man. And now you are idle in the house. You're like, wow, this is traumatizing. You cannot go out of the house. You're in the house 24/7. So I said, so we agreed as a family, let's do a pivot project.
Okay.
This is to test how and what can go on in the farm and in poultry. Because that was where I was experienced a bit. So we decided, let's do it. So we decided, hey.
So at this point, mko nyumbani?
Yes.
It's around Machakos County.
Yes, Machakos County. So, you have to do some research on the community policy guidelines, especially in a gated community.
Very, very tricky.
That's very key. Health guidelines, waste management guidelines.
So had you gone through all that as a family ama niwe peke yako tu ulizipitia?
No, as much as I'm informed, I have to keep the family informed too.
Okay.
This is the way, this
So did you talk to the community, unaenda unaambia sasa hapa tunataka kuanza kakitu, mtatusamehe, mtaturuhusu the pivot project was mlikuwa mnataka kuweka
chicken.
Ukasema hapa tunataka kuweka kuku. Na in fact mayai ya kwanza ni yako. Now you had to start to talk to the community, or what happened?
you do it in an informal way. Like you're just having conversations, you're laughing. So what do you
it's
think?
like a by the way.
Yeah,
What do you think inaweza work kwa hiyo wakati wa COVID?
What do you think? They're like, you need to have these things, bana. You need to have these things and feed them, nini. So you're like, let's do this. So you find the view of the community is not that bad.
Yeah.
Or it's positive. You go ahead.
So you didn't have a challenge with people like saying, mimi hata sipendi hiyo harufu ya kuku. But so for you it was seamless, to smooth. Yes. When you decided. Now what was the what did you reap from that the first project?
Now
COVID imehit, meamua tufanye hiki kitu. Calculated risk. Unajua mimi nilipoteza kuku 400 huko. Sasa hizi ni zangu. Now you had to chuck from your pocket.
Yes. We as a family came together and said, let's do this.
So for you as a family, wewe umeshakuja ushapata skills hapa na pale for 5 months.
Yes.
What about your family? You all were convinced ama walikuwa na hiyo idea, they just wanted to be pushed?
Some time back, my father used to rear chicken, but ile ya kurushia tu mahindi asubuhi.
Ile hata ana shughuli tu nazo.
Yes.
Anasikia moja ilikufa na
sawa tu.
Ile ulizika iko sawa basi.
Yes. But I think he also had an interest.
Okay.
My young bro developed an interest because he was so inquisitive. So I'm like, then you do this and this. Yes, so that's what's up. So we met as a family, came together and said, why not? Let's not try this. Farming and poultry. So we did.
You did farming and poultry at the same time?
Yeah, but it was a pivot project.
Okay.
Not big.
Okay.
So we started with 1 cock and 2 chickens.
You decided sasa tunaanza familia by fire by force. 1 cock and 2. So what was the cost of that 1 cock yenye mulibai?
I think a cock is 1,000. 1,000 bob kienyeji and 2 chickens 700 shillings. That is like 2,500.
2,500. Sasa auziweki kwa nyumba tu. You had to like build a structure for the chicken.
Yes, we decided to build a structure because majorly dogs there
zinasikia harufu tu ya kuku zinaamua sasa hapa
very fast and it's a threat.
Yeah.
So we had to build a structure, but I believe with you can build the simplest structure for chicken.
So for someone who is watching right now and
yes.
You know it's tough times.
Yes,
we live in a pandemic na pia nataka kuwa na hiyo pivot project.
Yes.
What is the minimum pesa anaweza tumia?
Wow, I think you let's not say a minimum. It depends on the resources you have.
Okay.
I remember you talking about yesterday of a lady who has a fish pond
fish pond chini juu ni poultry alafu juu kabisa ni hanging garden.
You see now her resource is she doesn't have land as much as you would expect.
Okay.
So she's working with what she has.
Yeah.
That is the point. Working with what you have. So I can have 2,500 and they said I'm beginning like me that's what I had. So I'm beginning with this.
Okay.
1 cock, 2 chicken.
Ni kuenda sasa.
Yes. So even the development of the house of the chicken was not that costly.
Okay.
Yes. Not expensive. Around 10 G's you can have a shelter up in no time.
This 10,000 includes the lighting structure. Umeshamaliza kila kitu.
Yes, without exceptional of the bill ya steamer.
Bill ya steamer. Hiyo now inakuwa ni normal. But at that time see it was during COVID.
Yes, so
ulikomenini steamer. Unaambiwa
yes.
Steamer haina shida utakatiwa steamer. That's what the government said. Okay, steamer watu wasikatiwe maji, watu wasikatiwe. But the bill was still piling. But you at that point yesterday we were talking on how you can start urban farming.
Yes.
And the first thing we realized is you have training. And so for you it was not really in a formal way, but the skills that you gathered hapa na pale hapa kutoka farmers,
yes,
they really helped you.
Yes.
Right? And I'm being informed we need to take a quick break. Kidogo tu alafu tutarudi after this. Remember you're watching A-Farmers Media and you can stream in live on our Facebook page, that is A-Farmers with a Z at the end, and definitely on our YouTube page at A-Farmers Media Kenya. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to A Farmers Media right here. And this is the Drive Show with me, Conrad Kibe. Definitely, we are doing, we all talking about urban farming, and we are having a very interesting conversation right here in studio. And I'm not alone. Niko na umesema ni two,
ZJ Timo.
ZJ Timo ama Timo the Maoro ukipenda kama kutumia pesa. Hiyo ndio jina ya kitambulisho. Definitely, if this is your first time to watch this show, watch this channel, please make sure you like, comment, and share across with other farmers, other friends of yours. Definitely, if you're watching us on YouTube, it's your first time, fanya hivi, enda na kwa ile kitu ya red, it's on your right, unaiona tu hapo juu, sai tu uko hapo tu unaiona, cheza na hiyo kitu ya red hadi fade ikuwe gray, it means you've subscribed. That's what I mean. So cheza tu na hiyo, alafu give that thumbs up hapo, unaweza piga comment pale, tukupiga shout out kama kawaida. And so tulikuwa tumeachia pale, you've gotten some pain.
Yes.
Yeah. Timo ali 400. Eneo lakini si kila mtu akona hiyo nguvu. Did you by then think about it when you sat down and thought I've taken this company to a loss? And so
yes,
400, but at the end of it all you never saw the loss because now you went back to poultry farming, but you saw the skills that you gained here from farmers.
Yes. The loss was huge. And up to now I've never known the opinion of farmers. They were silent about it. But I thank God for such mentors who wanakuvumilia during that period. And that was a challenge to me also as a mentor. When I became a mentor, pia uvumilie watu wengine.
So you just go, the skills unaenda tu zikipeleka chini down generations, whatever you just learn.
Yes.
So if you're out there and you think probably I don't know anything to do with farming, when ni bontao kama Timo, hakuna kitu ambacho unajua, just give us a call. Ama comment hapo chini, you just say I have a passion to rear something, I have a passion to kuweka vegetables or anything to do with farming. Just give us a comment, wachilia comment yako pale, your location and everything. Ukiona hiyo kitu haiwezi to probably what you have you want to actually expound more, give us a call, and our number is 0700288185. It will be running on your screen hapo. Give us a call, we are going to be helping you because our rates are actually very affordable na quality yetu iko juu. Ama ni aje?
Kabisa.
Very true. The skills that you gain here sidhani kama they have helped you until now. When COVID hit, you started the private project.
Yes.
And you actually extended the hand to your family.
Yes, actually my small bro who's in Form 1 right now, I bet he learned all these skills from me. And now I guess he's the boss of the poultry project.
Call the shot.
Yes. But to just give him a guide, and enable him embrace it. And even when these losses occur, you tell him it's life. You have to get up and move on, man. And I think that's the most important thing. Passing the skill on to the next generation. Let it not die with you. You've been helped, you've been assisted. Pass it on, man. You always have something. As much as we always learn something new every day. You always have something to share every day.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Wewe ni fan wa Arsenal?
Liverpool.
That makes sense. Why you never give up? Because you never walk alone. After that years ndio mlishinda kikombe.
Wow.
Why? After this 400
okay.
Because zimekufa, bado rise like the phoenix, and it said, no, it makes a lot of sense. Arsenal, those people, they're always ni washindi wa next season. Tena next season, and they never give up.
We will make change.
Some of my friends,
yes.
Kama unataka mwana mzuri.
Arsenal fan.
Loyal. Wanavumiliana very loyal. They are number 11 but
very loyal.
Speak na kifua about us. But I understand. Lakini Liverpool inaongea watu wazee. But anyway,
I guess I don't know. Ni sawa, ni maisha.
You blame it on the COVID. After the Bulingoja 30 years, mkapata kikombe.
At least tuko na kikombe.
So now for you, you started with 1 cock and 2 chickens.
Yes.
Right now uko na ngapi sasa in total?
It was around 32, but then an attack from that is another challenge by the way. an attack from an animal reduced them to around 22. Yes.
So currently, sai uko na 22.
Yes, 22.
The cocks bado ni ile moja.
Cock mate its
Ala.
Maker. Christmas, sure. See, the other cocks that have been breeded now, they are coming. They are coming.
Huyo ndio mzito. Huyo ndio founder.
For father.
So you currently you have 22.
Yes, yes.
And zote ni broilers, indigenous, umema ama ni kienyeji?
Kienyeji. I think zote. It's kienyeji. Yes, it's kienyeji. Yes.
So right now you have 22.
Yes.
You started with 1 cock.
Yes.
And 2 chickens.
Yes, I think also we have to be keen on the transition process from the small chicks to chicken, because there's a lot that happens between that phase, and that's the challenge I was facing here. Especially, I don't have the awareness or the experience or the knowledge what to do at what stage and why when something comes. So, for instance, I never knew in the cold season you have to provide warmth for the small chicks, or you will wake up in the morning and find out they were trying to find warmth by sleeping on themselves, and down there some chicken they died. You see, so those are some of the things I gained, the knowledge and the experience. Now you handle this from an experience point of view, and not a trial error like I was doing. So let's do this now. Let's do this. Tweke maka. Let's do some electricity. You know, you're trying out.
You're very intentional when you're doing it. Tunasema sasa najua kuna season ya baridi.
Yes, you have to be prepared.
Lazima tuongeze kitu moja.
Yes.
1 or 2 things.
Yes, you have to be really intentional, especially with chicken, because anything can happen anytime. Maintaining the hygiene status, you know, opening your eye, watching for weaknesses in poultry. When you're feeding them and see, melegea. You can see labda ina blink hivi, some eye problems. You know, looking at your vaccination schedule, you see once in a while, after 6 months, you see how are the chicken faring, are they growing, are they eating, are they healthy? Yeah.
So in all this, we were talking about the vaccination.
Yes.
Lazima uko unajua when, because every vaccination iko na some few weeks.
Yes. True.
It's very timely.
Yes.
So you have to actually keep records.
Yes.
Kama za mtoto mdogo akienda BCG.
Exactly.
So you have to do that to the chickens that you have.
Yes.
Unailea with, because now we're talking about intentionality.
Yes.
Si kama ile ya mzee alikuwa anafanya.
Unarushia mahindi asubuhi.
As long as mko na hiyo menyu mko tu sawa. And so, what is the biggest challenge as a poultry farmer in the urban settings? What is this one goes to like the main one in every. What do you think the poultry farmers in the urban settings wanapitia sai? Like the main challenge.
The main challenge, not only poultry, also even dairy and pig farmers, especially if you live in gated communities. It's really challenging to do farming there. You can have a passion, but you might not end up doing because of the community guidelines.
Unajipata passion unaambia uko na passion ya kuweka samaki. Wewe jua tu passion inabaki kwa fruit. Passion ni wacha ibaki fruit.
Yes.
So rearing these animals in a gated community,
it's kind of tough because you see you can start something nice and neighbors start complaining, you know, harufu ya chicken, you know, this, that, pigs are doing this, your waste management, you know, we're not living in peace. So I think that's the biggest challenge. And that's why I said you have to seek the community guidelines first and the health and waste management systems. You know, people have agreed. Well, okay.
So as long as people have agreed. And you are giving me an example. Mtu alikuwa kwa gated community akaamua, mimi napenda pork, nitaweka nguruwe.
Yes.
And what happened? The experience of that guy.
So the lady was farming pigs, and she really loves pigs. And the people in the estate, some of them encouraged her by giving her the waste from the kitchen, the food. You know, pigs eat waste.
Yeah.
So that really cut her cost. But part of the community were like, no, hii harufu ya inatoka kwa hii kinyesi, hapana, it really affects us. So we don't want your pigs here. You have to remove them and remove them completely. So you see, you have to obey because you live in their community. Yeah. And so that went with the wind like that. Her passion. I don't know. I believe she started another project somewhere else. But you see now it's another cost for you to find land, transport, lease, all that, you know. Yes. So that's quite a big challenge.
So for easy gated communities, you find that you have to talk to the people around there. So it depends on the people. See, ati ni zote zinakata.
depends on the people and also the policies. When people are developing the policies and they're like, no, hatutaki mtu anafuga kuku.
Utapata kuna mtu analeta shida, unasema no, it's my right. And you sign ukiingia pale.
Yes, exactly.
Au kusoma. So basically you have to go through those policies.
Yes.
Because not everyone who is in the city actually wants to rear these things.
Yes.
People who are busy 24/7.
Exactly.
And watabaki so you have to actually understand the place that you live.
Yes.
And the people that you live with.
Yes. Very key.
So that's for you it's the biggest challenge.
Yes, but I thank God that hawakuwa na kashida. They were even encouraged us to do it, so we went on ahead.
Are they part of the market? Mjafika kuuza mayai.
It is subsistence. It's just to supplement. Mayai ni zetu.
Hakuja mtu akakuja, ile kuku unaweza niuzia ngapi? For example, si ati nataka kununua, nauliza tu, asking for a friend. Unaweza uza ngapi?
Labda hiyo sasa ile kuku moja mbili. Ile especially to nini, you know, when you maintain one line of chicken, these are the children of this, and then they procreate again with those. So you might find a weak generation, so you have to be really versatile. So you exchange cocks. You don't sell, you exchange.
What do you mean by exchange?
I give you my cock, and you give me yours to encourage diversity.
Kama mimi yangu sikuwa nailisha vizuri.
So itakuwa tricky.
Inakula inakuja kwangu inapata kuna kungani 1 meal a day. Yako ilikuwa imeweza kukula 3 meals a day. Will that not be actually affect these animals?
It can, because the health of the cock really matters, but also while scouting for one, you can also scout and buy if you have the resources.
Okay.
Yes.
So when it comes to vaccination, umesema kuna ile transition. Nikachik ungashui kidogo, very small. Alafu sasa kutoka hapo inaelekea
kuna hiyo stage ya katikati ya kashwiria, alafu the middle stage, and then another stage, and the fully grown.
Do these animals have like transition yao ni kama ya human beings from a toddler?
Yes.
Alafu sasa kuna ile stage hiyo sijui 5 to around 7 to 11
weeks.
Alafu sasa kunaingia teenager
3 months,
kusumbua,
then 5 months.
Alafu sasa you know now for the human beings,
have
ile age ya kusumbua ya teenagers. Hao wanakusumbua and then they come to early 20s, then mid 20s. Sasa ni stage gani if you're not careful when it comes to poultry farming? Ni teenager. The teenager
wasumbufu.
Wasumbufu sana.
I think the kashuri stage is very sensitive, and also the stage after that, the next stage, especially what has to do
it's
with
like for human beings 7 to 11.
7 to 11, yeah. So 0 to 6 weeks, and 6 weeks to I think 8 weeks. That stage is really tricky because it's very prone. Baridi kidogo kuku inakufa. Ugonjwa kidogo kuku inakufa. So you have to be very keen on the vaccination. Like step by step you're following
Everything
to ensure almost next to 100% transition. Definitely kuna moja mbili tatu zitakufa. But that 100% that transition, you increase the percentage to around 90-80% transition to growth to fully grown chicken. Like the first phase we did that. Second phase now we had so many tushwiri now. I think keeping up with that was kind of hard. So the majority of them ended up dying. See, now if you're not very keen, sensitive, hygiene tops, vaccination tops.
When you talk about hygiene, is it mali wanalala ama even the clothes that you're wearing? Umetoka tu job hata
no.
Na umebeba vitu kutoka nje.
Hapana. Hygiene is all round. Clothes that you're wearing, how you're feeding them, place inalala, usafi, kusafisha hapo, kupiga dawa. That's why we'll encourage if you have the resources. You can do rotational housing. You have the first house, then the second house umepiga dawa iko safi, move them there. The first house unasafisha, unapiga dawa. Third house like that, rotational housing. That unapata ukipiga dawa, you give them a week 2, pests zimekufa. So it doesn't give you a hard time, especially when you're in an urban area. Urban area ni kama ugonjwa inakuwa kwa hewa. When your neighbor's chicken get diseases,
so when it comes to cleaning the wastes,
yes.
Sasa wako kwa ile nyumba. Unajua si kama binadamu tunajua ile ndio choo cha niende pale.
Yes.
Ni flash alafu rudi.
True.
Ni mali wako. So how often do you clean the houses? Just not for fumigation, just cleaning, you know, the waste iko everywhere?
Okay, cleaning of the house depends on the number of chicken you have.
Okay.
You can have 100 which excretes very fast, so you have to clean weekly. You can have 20, clean 2 weeks. You have put sawdust there, so hiyo kinyesi unachukua ni manure. Waste, that is also another waste management, very key.
So for you at home uko na home garden kitchen,
yes.
Umeweka poultry. So hii waste yake you told me something interesting today. There's no waste.
There's no waste in farm waste.
There's no waste in farm waste. So hii excretion ya hii kuku unapeleka kwa
farm, alafu farm waste inaenda kwa nini. Actually that's how many people do it. You find that animal farming and farming go parallel, so that nothing goes to waste. Nikivuna nyanya na zimeharibika, unapata napea kuku zinachafua nyanya kabisa bana, ni kienyeji. Though kuna watu wako na line na hapo, si kila mtu atafanya hivyo. Unapata hii waste ya manure nachukua, though you have to be keen also on the contents in the manure, you know what you're doing. You just don't go and apply manure.
Unachukua unasema sasa hii ni cut cost ya hiyo fertilizer wacha.
Unamwaga shwa inachoma plants zote. You have to be keen on the contents of the manure. That's why it's good to know your research. Do your research. That's very key. You'll know how to manage that. And you've seen success. Come on, for instance, when you put cow dung manure, actually chicken manure is very good for farm. But you find that the products will be yield next season. If you put it this season, you find the products next season. Really, unapata horse zimekuwa kubwa next season. So those things you have to have an understanding of them. Yes, that's really key.
So ulikuwa umeguzilia kitu na tunaingia hapo. Talking about now feeding, unajua kuku lazima zikuwe fed.
Yes.
And can be a bit expensive.
Very expensive.
Just before even to go to what you feed your chicken, just give us a rough estimation of the amount of money you use in a day to feed your 22 chickens.
22 chicken. Approximately around one chicken takes 140 grams.
Moja?
Okay. If you multiply by approximately 20 chicken, that's around 2,800 grams.
That's
so
2.8
kg a day. So in 10 days you have 28 kgs. So when you have a bag of 70 kgs, that can take you around 2 months. 70 kgs, which is 3,500 shillings.
70 kg.
Yeah, kienyeji feed. 25 to 3,500 shillings your price range. So 70 kg can take you, if you do it well, it can really feed your chicken.
Nasi kupima. Unajua high school ulikuwa unaekewa hewa. As long as ameweka mara mbili, nakwambia nimeweka mara moja. Hakuna kitu ameweka, ya pili ni hewa.
Oh no.
Ugali servings ni mbili. So how do you make sure you, unajua kuna wale kuku wakubwa, kuna wale wadogo.
Yes.
Just like high school, you give a very good example. Form 4, in the same table with the Form 1.
Yes.
Kama chakula there was bullying in high school.
Hey,
so how do you make sure that everyone is equally fed? Like the chickens, not everyone, I mean the chickens are equally fed.
I think it's key to understand that chicken eats, they never get satisfied.
Okay.
So you have to know, okay, by your 140 grams, you try and supplement the feed, especially with the kitchen waste. The food we take, so you find that waste actually is not wasted. The food we take, unapata labda mtu alibakisha chakula. But this is, to all the viewers out there, this is your decision. You can decide,
okay, I
want to give my chicken this waste or not. You can have the muscle to do all that. So you throw away the food and you buy for them real food and you feed them.
Ndio watu wako kwa city.
Utakuwa na kitu.
The time I was with my aunt and she told me, hivi watu wa town hawashibingi sana. Unalipanga kutu waste yenu ichukuliwe. Like you know how people
Exactly.
Yaani mnalipia uchafu.
Everything is a business opportunity.
Mnalipiaje uchafu? Yenyewe nyinyi hakuna kitu mwezi fanya. Mtalipishwa kila kitu. Kama mnalipishwa kila Friday, mtu anawaletea.
You see,
she really doesn't understand. So for you who is trying to save on cost, especially during this time COVID, umepika pale ugali.
Yes.
si lazima uteka maji ukiosha ile mbaki
unachole unapea kuku inachafua na inaona mzuri
inakula tu vizuri kwanza ni kienyeji
haina mambo mob yes
so you make sure you can maximize the supplements kidogo because you're talking about 140 grams sasa nimeshtuka 140 imagine and this 140 unaipatia how many times a day?
No, I feed it in the morning. Alafu unapata labda hapo ma lunch sana ndio supplement ama saa 7 hapo na supplement na feed.
Umeosha chakula ni umeosha vyombo za lunch
una supplement unaziwekea. Alafu after umezipea chakula unazifungulia zitembee
ziende zijitafutie. And we are talking about you kujitafutia about the worms. There's something that you're telling me about how important they are. Ukienda kujitafutia hizo worms.
That's protein actually. Protein to the chicken na protein na haraka. Actually there is this but this is just your preference. People have preferences on how they want to raise a chicken. But kuna zile worms zinakuanga tu specifically meant for the chicken for protein. Unapea unanunua kwa duka tu unapea.
Now my biggest question is umeziachilia around what time?
Around 2 hapo kajua kiendelea kuteremka mpaka 5 6.
Sasa zinajuangaje kafyu yake? Ile farasi ya unaangalia it's almost 8.
Bado watu wako nje.
Nafaa kwa nyumba. Sasa kuku inaonanga giza ama inakuona. Unajua ukiondoka kitambo it's unacheza time ya kuingia kwa nyumba it depends with your mother. Yes. Kama kwa around unangoja kuitwa ukisikia hata ungoje kuambiwa nini unaitiwa hilo tu hivi
kijani
but when she's not around yote ni giza so for kuku zinakuona zinajua it's time to get back to the house ama unaenda unatupa chakula ndani ndio zikimbia alafu funge. How do you do it?
You can do it anyhow but unaweza tupia chakula but unaacha tu zitembee sundown zitaingia tu zenyewe
zinaweza kujipeleka tuseme huko around
zinaweza zinajua kejani zinaingia unatinga.
Okay, when I was growing up mimi nilikuwa najua jogoo huwika saa 9. Does it happen even today?
Yes, it does. Saa 9 saa 10 jogoo ishaanza kuwika. Hiyo ni jogoo ya urban center sio ya mjini.
Okay, ya kijijini inaikanga saa 9. Hii ya mjini
inawika saa 9.
Aba kwani haijalala hizi vitu. Hivi tuko tao.
Azam kangi saa 9.
So it happens. Alafu sasa ni usiku sasa. And ushaweka ile chako, ushaweka the lights. Zinazima cha ukweli. Like, do they sleep like literally?
They don't sleep kufunga. Ina depend. Kuna zinafungwa inalanga amefungua macho. Kuna zinafunga. But on the charcoal, I'd advise on the stage of the chicken they are in.
Okay.
Some just can come for the heat desperately and get burned. But the kuku asubuhi ni roast.
Utakula wewe?
Hawezi bana.
Serious.
Labda mliwe hizi achilie twist. Hizi achilia bana.
Amundu ya zika kuku.
It doesn't make sense.
Hiyo ni boga. Unazika mboga. So you have to make sure ile hata age yenye unaekelea hizo chako unakisha hizi jitoa.
Yes. Unaeka balance chako alafu labda unatafuta kitu ya kufunika for instance it's a jiko ama for small chicks and up to around 8 weeks there you can find a bulb tu mzuri na unaiteremsha low kidogo.
Unatumia zile za kitambo zile zilikuwa
unaweza tumia hiyo ni poa by the way.
Zinakula stima sana.
Actually kuna yenye
can you use energy savers?
No.
Ina like nini? So
ina joto.
Zile zinawaka yeye.
Actually unataka joto, si light.
So
joto.
You go for the watts, watts.
But kuna specifically thing inaitangwa brazier. Sijui.
Inakula steam. So for you sasa uko na 22 unalipa steam pesa ngapi? Ama okay, hawezi jua nini ya kuku hapa it's separate.
Kuna specifically.
Or what did you notice from before in 2019 and 2020 when you started? The range ile ulikuwa mnalipa before mweke kuku na sasa hivi ukiwa na kuku si bili na kuja moja. What's that difference?
Hakuna big difference. Inategemea kama unafanya large scale. Kan large scale definitely kutakuwa na huge bill. Kan small scale pinch. I think it's a pinch. It make huge difference.
Sasa kwa watu wanatumia tokens. In the city, hizi tokens haujui zimeisha. True. So you are not around. Or probably ulitoka hapo umelala tu. Kuna dhania hii ni giza tu ya kawaida. What is the longest period kuku zikikabila stima inaweza kuwa harmful to them?
Inategemea na stage na kama ziko young especially. Baridi inazi affect sana. Inaweza tuka ugonjwa ya lungs hivi kidogo bas. But hata huwezi vaccinate you too late. Kuku zianze kukufa na ugonjwa kuku ina spread haraka. So I think when they are young it's very very key.
Hapo kwa ugonjwa na kujua hizo vitu zote. Someone is a bontawa na what sahi.
Yes.
Yeye hata kujiself diagnose ni shit. Utajuaje ile kuku sijui macho imefanya nini, ina fidget, sijui lungs, sasa imeenda kwa lungs. Kuku iko na shida lungs. How can you know, is it about the experience ama kuna mahali ama una kitu tu chini unazistudy? What happens so that you can understand all this?
I think more interaction with the poultry, you'll understand signs, for instance, of weakness. You can see kuku inafanya hivi macho ama inajigora macho sana. Then you can foretell that that's about to be a eye infection. Unajua eye infection kuku ikianza kuoza ni hivyo. Macho imeoza. Ninashika hizo zingine.
Kuku blind hizi function.
Itaona aje? Ama ikibaki na macho moja, sasa unajua itakuwa inatembea hivi. Sasa
Sinaiweka mahali unafanya kama zero grazing. Unaiweka tu inakuwa hapo hivyo. That's not practical.
Apparently you can just spotting signs of weakness in poultry. Isolate.
Kidogo imelegea.
Inatembea, isolate. You isolate first. That's the first thing. Isolate the poultry. Then with a little bit of experience you can see unajua labda that's lung disease ama ni macho.
Haitakuwa ni hiccup ama kuko zinanga hiccup.
Just your belly.
So you have to be very keen when you're feeding them. Ama hiyo time ukifeed sana
unajua zimechangamka inalukia chakula.
Na kuna moja hata imetulia
inaweza. Yes. So sign of weakness.
Unaweza kuwa na technique. Unaamua sasa leo tukiweka chakula tunarusha kutoka juu. Zile zitarukia ambayo itakuwa inaruka unaiangalia hujaruka mguu umeumia what unaruka unapata una nguvu. So that's when you notice, especially when you're feeding.
Hata unaweza zika tuko feeding troughs. Lakini unaona venye kuku inaga imechangamka. Kiona kiroma. Very fast. So you'll see that there's that one that is lagging behind. Lakini unatulia. Shika uangalie uone shida ni gani.
Unashika.
Unabeba unatoa nje una diagnose au labda inatoa mucus. Then you diagnose the problem.
Kuku inakuwa na mucus.
Unapata inamwaga kitu slimy. So unaweza diagnose labda ni shida ya lungs ama ni macho. But spotting signs of weakness, you can later diagnose what the problem is. So if you can try labda kupea dawa.
Sasa utajuaje the problem? Do you call a vet?
You can majority of the times you can call a vet. But you can see the signs and symptoms and see this is this.
So tuseme kuna mtu ajui hajafanya that formal training kabisa. Atajuaje sasa hii ni hapa
or you seek advice. You seek advice. If you're not experienced, you seek advice and say, you know what, I've seen this chicken, these signs in this chicken. What might the problem be? Then they come and say, hey, this is the problem. So do this. We advise you to do this. Isolate, fumigate, vaccinate your chicken, and do all that. That is the advice you can give you if you're doing it the first time. Actually, that's how I learned. Yes, doing it the first time. Yes.
And so tushamaliza na kufeed kuku. But now as we wind up on the feeding, apart from tumejua you can get the waste from the kitchen on around after mmeshamaliza kudishi ama ukikula ile tupa. Now we're talking about this the 70 kg.
Yes.
Type of feed. Unatoa wapi? Where can you get all this?
In an agrovet near you. In a farmer's club.
Definitely. We're talking about the challenges. Uko hapo wewe, you are a newcomer, you are born how you don't know anything to do with poultry, but you have the passion apart from the food. You have a passion to actually rear your poultry or your chicken, and you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. Uko na kila kitu, pesa iko mfukoni. but you don't know how to do the structure, to keep the structure, you know what to do. We got you. Affordable prices for the services, and the services that you're offering you at an affordable rates or prices, ziko of high quality. You can just call us. I know the number is running on screen right now. Call that number or comment on the comment section tuambie this is your problem. Probably uko na shida, ujui kuku leo asubuhi when you're feeding your hens ilikuwa na shida, lakini ujui shida gani. Just talk to us and we will be of great help. So before we take a break, we're talking about feeding. So umesema zinaweza toa kwa agrovet ama hizo supplements zenye unazipatia kwa kitchen and everything. So now you've been practicing poultry for how long now?
This whole I think
from March. Ama ulianza immediately COVID hit ama
immediately hit from March to presently.
Now it's more than 1 year.
Yes.
And so at the same time,
yes.
you say that you are a student.
Yes.
Ilikuwa ama kiasi ukasema hapa or what changed in your life?
Actually, that was the challenge.
Okay.
Most of my time is dedicated in studies. So
and studies unasomea nini? Unajua kuna watu wanasema just studies. So what are you undertaking?
I'm in 4th year University of Nairobi. I do quantity survey.
Quantity survey?
Yes.
Okay, try and quantity survey na kulea kuku. Okay.
Very two different things.
What is entailed in quantity survey? Ni mambo na
BQs, volume of building.
Tuongee pole pole. Hold on. What is BQ?
When you want to construct a house, you'll call a QS to advise you on the pricing. You'll call an architect to advise you on the design. You'll call an engineer to advise you on the structure. So the QS there is to do the rating of the whole house and all. So me, I'm just determining.
Unakuja unaniambia this building. Ati wamekwambia nakuzia pesa ngapi formula? Hii umegongo. Hii ni 2 million.
Sikukuzia, kujenga from the word
so
go.
For you,
I give you an approximation.
Hauwezi survey nyumba imejengwa alafu mtu ananyuzia.
Unaweza seek advice bado.
You come in from scratch.
From scratch, building quantities. Okay. From scratch, kuchimba, mtaro nini, kuweka ukuta, koroga, mpaka ikeja ishe. Mimi na kukalculatea approximate cost ya hiyo project.
Yeah? Okay, so that's what you're studying in school.
Yes.
And so it's a challenge for you doing that. I believe you're doing it online.
Yes, currently we are online.
You give an assignment and you get back from the assignment.
That's another challenge. But grace is sufficient, Joe.
Very true. Because now you can need your family to help you on that.
Yes, Mazuri.
But now umefika point ukasema sasa hapa iko survey kidogo itanisamehe. Itanipiga samehe. Hizi naona kuku 22 zinapeleka. What are your plans with this poultry farm? Utafanya kama passion ama utasema sasa bro endelea call the shots, mimi wacha niingie quantity survey? So what have you decided?
Mimi nitaenda venye Mungu ataniongoza. But nataka kufanya hii farming bana. Sustainable food security, poultry, animal. I just want to do farming and you know what? Food security, watu wakule healthy, kule kuku smart.
So you've decided probably you've not given up on farming.
I haven't.
Sema wacha sasa nirudi pale. Kwa ile pa hivyo tuko tumeanza na mahoho na nini?
Tunarudi
hapo.
Actually watch that space.
For you, unataka kurudi pale utafunza watu. It will be a very good story. Kuona bonta hao anafanya
wewe mzee wacha tu bwana. Hata mimi nimekuwa surprised.
Kuandika kitabu. Go to the young people, your friends, tell them. When you want to encourage people, unaanzianga na ile kitu licho.
Hapa ni lichoma.
Niliambiwa nichukue nyanya alafu naleta za green. And when they laugh at you, and then wakishamaliza lazima tukucheke, lazima hiyo hakuna pole. Yenyewe. And now we see where you are at right now.
True.
And we say everything is possible.
True.
Kama wewe ndio uliambiwa uende nyanya ukaleta right now you do it poultry, unaweka hadi hoho, peas, all these things. Then you can encourage so many people.
Very true.
So we are going to take a short break. Tukirudi atatuambia plants zake kidogo tu umeguzilia, atatuambia plants zake and talk to someone, like for example you who is watching, and umoifikiria ulikuwa na passion lakini sasa hiyo ilikuwa fruit, sasa now you want to make it a real deal. He'll be telling you on what to do, and definitely talking to you as a young person on what you can do to start this poultry farming. Remember, during the COVID-19 times, just learn a skill, and this skill will go a very long way. For him, he started learning the skill of rearing chickens. Sahi ako na 22, huyo ni mfanyi biashara. Na sahi najua you'll get to a point where
agribusiness definitely.
We'll be back utatuambia story ya kuexpand. Right now, let's take a breather. We shall be right back with how you can expand and what it takes to be a poultry farmer.
Cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable that is naturally high in fiber and B vitamins. Cauliflowers are annual plants that reach about 0.5 meters and bear large rounded leaves. As desired for food, the terminal cluster forms a firm succulent cud or head that is in form of a cluster of flowers. Cauliflowers do well in fertile well-drained soils that are rich in organic matter. Just like other plants, cauliflowers are also affected by different kinds of pests and diseases which can hinder its growth, including unfavorable climate and growing conditions.
The many problems you will see in cauliflowers, and this one just one of them. You can see how the problem is. It's called riciness. You can see it living in a chana, that is, yeah? Living each other. As you always say. But this one is usually caused by low temperatures. Yes. Low temperatures. Low temperatures during planting leads to this problem. So you have to make sure during planting you have favorable temperatures for your crops. Always talk to your agronomist when you plant, so you can know when to plant what and what works when. Temperature will depend on your area, the area you are in. Because I can't tell you we are in Nyandarua, I want to grow this, and you are in somewhere in like in coast, it's too hot. Yeah, so that will depend also in your locality. Yes, and also if you're in those climates where it always changes, so you have to know when is the cold season. In cold season you can't do this because of A, B, and C. And if it's too hot, you can't do A, B, and C. So always, that's why I'll just have an agronomist. Will guide you through it. Yes, and also do your market research and know what works where before you grow something as a farmer. Don't just do guesswork. There's a lot of pests that attack cauliflower. One, the most notorious one is aphids. Aphids will circle your leaves, and one thing you'll know, there's aphids on your leaves. They're always curling. Yes, they will eat, or they will suck the sap out of the leaf, and now when they are too weak, they start curling. They curl inwards. So that's how you'll know you have aphid attack on your farm. Yes, and now what you can do to control aphids on your farm is always keep them in check by spraying. There's always a chemical solutions to it. There's a biological, and then there's IPM. Yes. The perfect head, I'll say it looks like this one. Look at this. It's perfectly round, and it doesn't have any spots on it, and it's intact. That's what makes a perfect head, and is a good size, good market size. Not too small, not too big, not overgrown, just perfect. Yes.
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. It is not only a source of food and income, but also creates employment opportunities for many people in the world. Over 1 billion people worldwide work in agriculture, generating 2.4 trillion for the global economy. The global impact of farming on the environment is revealed that 40% of the Earth's land is now given over to agriculture. Agricultural development is one of the most powerful tools to end extreme poverty, boost shared prosperity, and feed a projected 9.7 billion people by 2050. And we, the Our Farmers Media, roll the carpet for you as we welcome you to our thrilling farm visits to different farmers that educate and inspire you in different sectors in agriculture. Catch us also on our shows on all our social media platforms as we bring you educative and informative information that will help you learn and guide you on your agriculture journey to success. Our farmers attain knowledge and grow profits.
25 minutes past 4 right here on A Farmers Media. This is a Farm Drive Show with me, Conrad Kibe. Definitely, I hope you're having an interesting afternoon as we are continuing with this conversation about urban farming and poultry, specifically poultry farming in the urban cities. And definitely, umekuwa ukipiga thought about it, and you're thinking now to start, or you don't actually, when you started the show, you didn't know what to do or what entails poultry farming. Now you know what you need to do. Get some field training, and the training you get it right here at A Farmers. Will help you with everything you need from scratch, and you can gain experience and the skills to continue. And definitely, you never know, you'll actually get to a point where you're growing your profits, because A Farmers, it's all about attaining the knowledge and definitely at the end growing your profits that you as a farmer deserve. And definitely, unajua tuko katika kipindi cha lala salama, so I know we are on the, or definitely we're in the seasons of the long rains, and so you're there. This is your time. Remember, we talked about it last week. We need to take advantage of this nature. Hii ni maji ambayo hakuna mtu anakulipisha, ni ya free, ni ya bure, but at the same time can destroy your farms. But if you're cautious enough, if you're careful and take the steps that are necessary and the precautions necessary, will help you at the end of the day. So definitely, the whole of today, the few towns that we have around the country, that is Nairobi, Mombasa, apart from Kisumu, which has been experiencing the rains throughout the afternoon. Other cities have been experiencing intervals of cloudiness, some clouds and sunny intervals throughout this afternoon. So definitely, kama hujakuwa ukiexperience kamvua leo mchana ama asubuhi, will be coming your way at night. That is in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu kutakuwa kunanyesha the whole day and the night. Eldoret pia kutakuwa kunanyesha usiku. Nakuru, we also have Marsabit tu ni usiku kutakuwa tu na baridi, but has been they have been having the sunny intervals. Definitely also Machakos, we'll be expecting light rains just in a few hours, because inafaa kuanza around 4 to 5, and it's actually 25 minutes past 4 p.m. So definitely make sure you are advised accordingly, so that pia wewe kama farmer uko umejipanga, when the rains are there, you know what to do, you know what you need to actually do. And definitely, just a quick question.
Yes.
Which is the capital city of Russia?
Turkey.
Inaanza na M.
M.
Russia.
Hey, I do not know.
Okay, now let me tell you. If probably you don't know, let me tell you. What is the capital city of Russia? Inaitwa Moscow. Moscow.
Okay,
And so if my director can bring up the pun of the day today, and we are asking, what do you call a cow from Russia?
What?
What do you call a cow from Russia? A Mos cow. Yeah, so that's the pun of the day today. So kama uko Russia, you can confirm, by the way. If you live in Russia, you can confirm if the cows from your place are actually called a Mos cow.
Wow.
So that's the pun of the day today. Okay. And so we continue with our conversation today.
Yes.
And we're talking about, you have 22 chickens right now.
Yes.
Are you thinking, do you have plans of expanding, apart from now getting into farming and the home kitchen garden?
Yes.
Do you have plans on how to expand sasa poultry ikuwe a big thing where you get in your profits inakuwa any business?
Yes.
Hadi umesahau your degree.
I'm thinking of expanding.
Okay.
And maybe sasa to the side of broilers and layers.
Bado hujajua hivyo.
Yes,
ile shughuli inapigwa kule kwa broilers.
Bado. But I don't think it's a lot different, but I believe they're very sensitive.
Okay.
If you're not very keen, I was talking to a mentor and he was telling me broilers and layers are very sensitive with the food you give them, with how you treat them, the vaccination, the water they drink, their hygiene.
Hygiene should be top notch.
You have to be on your toes.
Okay.
And I believe that is the next project I'm thinking about. And also expanding the kienyeji. The kienyeji sector is not well tapped. For instance, an egg, normal egg is 13 shillings, 15 shillings. A kienyeji egg is almost double that. So if you have a large scale poultry kienyeji,
Okay.
you see, and you're selling eggs, you can really harvest. But I don't want to encourage people to have a mindset of going umeshachapa statistics sasa, you know,
umepiga hesabu pale umesema hapa by 3 months I'll be having my 100,000. You have pesa yako iko kwa akili, but sasa kutry shida hapo ndio inatoka.
Things on the ground are different.
So you should put your mindset into money. That's not the first thing. Yeah, it's agribusiness.
But don't do theoretical calculations.
Okay.
Work. You have a goal definitely and objectives to meet.
Okay.
And you have a profit margin to meet definitely. But if you're a starter, see chape theory calculations. Sasa my margin is by 3 months, 5 months, nini. No. See, try it out, do it. And I think the idea of having a pivot project is important because you can get the experience. A pivot project is something you're trying out. It's like the way you try out the market.
Yeah.
Una try out hoho hapa kwanza, tena pale, then you find out hapa watu
wanapenda hii ama
nyanya iko constant. Ama hii season itakuwa hivi.
Yeah.
So that trying out, that you can have a view of the way forward now.
Wanasema kwa ground vitu ni different.
It's different, man.
Very different. So I want you to talk to a young person, probably ni Bontao ama ni msee amekuja Tao by bus or by Nissan, you know, ako Tao pale, amejenga ka eighth kake pale, but ako na ile anataka kuanza, and the community around haina shida, but anataka kuanza poultry farming. So just tell them, just talk to them, especially the young people. Just tell them this is what you need to start, and this is what you just start from anything, because you started with 1 cock and 2 chickens. Right now you have 22.
Yes.
And just tell them the process.
Yes.
What it takes, the values that you need as a person and as a farmer. Just talk to them.
Wow. To everyone watching out there, I'd love to encourage you. You know what? Right now, many young people are not farming. It's a dirty job. You know, you have preferences. You know, we are born town.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'd love to encourage you, know what, go on and try and see. You know, you might be surprised what you can do and the potential in you. So I'll encourage you, go on ahead, seek advice, seek mentors, people who are experienced in the field and can guide you on the way forward and can hold your hand. You know, they have experienced this. I have a mentor friend who, you know the story, right?
Wambie tu. It won't cost my job. I hope so. I know he's watching. Lakini ukweli same way.
Yes.
Because we all learn from him.
The first time he farmed, he was told, you know what, there is market for this product, you know, go on ahead and
weka cabbage. Wewe utakuwa millionaire. Quick fast.
Billionaire, my G. So he did that. He invested money into that and planted cabbage.
Huko ushagua naambia watu the next few months unataka nini? Unataka kuongeza hiyo shamba, ongeza. Nyumba, in fact, ongeza hiyo nyumba, another story building.
Because he is assured of the money.
Yeah, very assured. And the one who is telling him ni mtu wako very experienced.
Very experienced.
Anamwambia weka mimi si mimi nakushow. Ndio Kenyan spirit, mimi nakushow. Mimi nakushow.
Hii mambo.
Si mimi nakushow. Wewe ujui kulima, mimi nakushow. Weka cabbage. Alafu kuja uniambie.
Bas. So he went on. Hey, the guy did cabbage. Hey, he farmed cabbage. But his story really encouraged me. He was left with, I think, more than 2 or 3 lorries of cabbage.
Zimejaa cabbage.
Hakuna mali ya kupeleka bana.
Ule mtu mwenye alimwambia ni mimi nakushow.
Lost.
Gone with the wind.
So you have invested money in farming and you man, umebaki na makabeji zako hapo. Mazi hata ukianza kuzikula hata
unapatia neighbors, unapatia familia, nakwambia buda. Sasa ni kama unataka tukule salad. Tumetosheka, cabbage hatujamaliza last week. Tulia bana. Hadi wanakuona hata before kusalimia, sitaki cabbage. Niko sawa, niko mzima, familia iko sawa, sitaki cabbage. I am okay.
You see, that's a big loss.
That's a very big loss.
Big loss because you don't have somebody to talk to. We thank God for these mentors and Africa Farmers, Africa Farmers family. You know, they work with you, they encourage you, they tell you don't do this, even sometimes you reach your end. You need also as friends to talk to them, tell them, I'm down. I've gotten a big loss. So what's up? Just be encouraged. I went through that.
Yeah.
I experienced that. So that experience really helps somebody out there.
Yeah.
Tell them, no matter how many times you fall, get up. Thirdly, I love to encourage you guys. It doesn't take a lot of money to start a project. A pivot project, you just need seeds. Tengeneza kabed mzuri hapo and just supply water and see how you try something and see how it will go. The pivot project. I tell people to start with a pivot project because it's a test of the way forward about this. It can be like a prototype of what is to come. You get? So yes, go on and try out. Tafuta resources kidogo hapo hapa na pale. Number 4, work with what you have.
Okay.
I remember you told the story of the lady who has a fish pond.
Yeah.
Urban center.
Kila kitu ambacho unataka.
Yes.
You can do anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see, you work with what you have. You may not have the muscle this other guy does.
Okay.
But labda uchafu ya kitchen itakuwa chakula ya kuku.
Very true.
Unaona? Yeah. So you tap into that. Number 5, you have to be patient and dedicated and intentional about what you're doing. Because lazima uamke asubuhi, upeke kuchakula, ucheki. Now, let me tell you, if you're rearing small chicks, lazima kuwe na msee hapo mazee anaziangalia kila saa. Zikilaliana anatoanisha. Msee akorada tu hapo, he's checking up on the chicks, how they're faring, until they grow up. Because that's an investment.
Very big one.
And you have to be keen on that. Number 5, I'm encouraging youths out there. People say that we are the leaders of tomorrow, but leadership begins today. So as
very powerful. Hebu sema tena hiyo. Hiyo lazima wasikie.
Leadership, we're the leaders of tomorrow. But as much as we're leaders of tomorrow, the leadership process begins today.
Yeah. It's a process. It's not an event, one day event that unamko na kuwa leader. No. It's always a process.
Everything is a process. For Africa Farmers to be established, there's a story behind Africa Farmers.
Yes.
For somebody to have the vision about that. Wow, man. It's like a calling, man.
Yeah.
You get? So as much as we're the leaders of tomorrow and pioneers of tomorrow, there is today to work on. So let's work on today. And be patient. You'll see the results and we'll be really encouraged.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for the young people, umesikia, it's from experience. He's one person who started with the failures. Kuku 400. And so it's never that serious. And just take the calculated risks. It's okay to take risks. And the guy tunaongelelea mambo ya cabbage. He's one person who has enabled us to be everyone here at Farmers is just grateful to him. He's a person we learn so much and we look up to.
Yes.
Ametupatia hii nafasi. And 14 years down the line,
man,
this is what he's doing. 14 years ago ungemwambia ingie ukulima. Anasema mimi nimebaki na lori mbili tatu zaka. So shout out to you, Noah. Thank you so much for everything, for everyone. The lives of everyone you've touched for the last 14 years. You're doing an amazing job. And continue to touch everyone. And his stories are never enough. He has so many stories, and that's why you're telling you come and seek knowledge from a person who has an experience, and he has touched so many people, mentored so many people right here at Farmers. And we see the success story. He's one of them. Ulikuja pia ulipitia kwa mikono yake, and you're coming out as a businessman now, and a quantity survey. Anyway, we take a short break. Kwa wale ambao wanapitia pale wanaenda nyumbani, we'll be giving you the traffic updates after this breather. Definitely welcome back to A Farmers Media. This is the Farm Drive Show with me Conrad Kibe, na tuko katika kipindi cha kumalizia, and straight for those who are going home or you on the roads. Hivi ndio barabara zinakaa watu wa Mombasa Road all the way from Kitengela ukitembea hivyo until mambo inaanza kuharibikia hapo Imara Daima. It's a bit congested. It's not looking good. Cabanas, the diversion to go towards Embakasi, not really looking so good. But after Imara Daima ukishangana na hiyo traffic all the way hadi Capital Center, hapo ndio shida inaanzia. Ukielekea na Nyayo, ukipanda hivyo all the way all that road hapo hivyo ukiingia na Nairobi West Hospital, moving on to karibu ufike Haile Selassie, not really looking so good. And watu wa Langata Road, remember jam ama traffic inaanza pale Mbagathi Road, pale roundabout ya T-Mall inapanda hivyo juu, lakini kutoka hapo uko sawa. But if you're coming from Mombasa Road and you want to go to Langata Road, remember just to use the southern bypass, very clear. Pale unakimbia kama baiskeli ya kuibiwa teke. Lakini watu ambao wanatoka na side za Kenyatta National Hospital hakukai vizuri pale karibu na Strathmore University. Hapo karibu, remember ni hapo Mbagathi Way, karibu na Strathmore University ama hapo T-Mall, not really looking so good. Also for the first time karibu na Ngong Road hapo Coptic Hospital, I think there's something that has happened because the traffic is not looking really well. Na watu wa Kenyatta Avenue also the traffic is not looking good. Watu wa Parklands, Westlands kama kawaida jam iko juu ya watu wa inaitwa expressway. So make sure you take care of yourselves on these roads. Remember curfew wa watu wa the 5 red zones Nairobi, Nakuru, Kiambu, Kajiado and Machakos at 8 p.m. For the rest of the country hatusikii vibaya, lakini sawa, it's at 10 p.m. Just make sure the aim is not nani wakali kuliko wakali. The main aim is to contain this virus, to make sure the positive rate is as less as 5% kwenda chini as advised by WHO. So make sure you wear your mask properly, make sure you sanitize when necessary, alafu maintain that social distance, particularly if you are in any PSV. Tafadhali make sure that you have adhered to that. Thank you so much Timo kwa kukuja. Shall be seeing you more often hapa hivi kwa studio. But I hope you have enjoyed the show.
Umejibamba? Really have enjoyed the show, man.
Ni sawa, hata kama huku niletea nini mayai hivi kuku, it's okay.
Nimekuletea mayai.
Walai. Yeah. Aki. Yeah. Naenda nayo. Tunaweza funga show. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Thank you so much Timothy for making time. Na asante sana kwa kuongeleshea watu wangu hapa hivi kuambia it's possible, can be done, challenging but doable. Yes. And at least they have seen it heard it from the horse's mouth, can be done, experience muhimu. And now you have the opportunity to be another success story out there wherever you are in the city, can be done. Au sio? Thank you so much to my director, always an amazing, such a sweet soul, anaitwa Sarah Wanjiko, always doing an amazing job. Thank you for always making me look like this na hizi taa zote. Asante kwa kufanya nikange vizuri kwa TV. Tukikutana huko juu, wewe juu ground is different, but thank you so much Sarah for everything that you do, an amazing work, and definitely for everyone who has made this production an amazing production. Tunakushukuru sana. So make sure tomorrow in a few minutes or they do it from 5:30, the Ministry of Health will be announcing the updates for the last 24 hours pertaining COVID-19. So make sure ukikosa kuipata leo, tomorrow during the breakfast show with Lillian Thomas atakuwa anakupatia the updates. So make sure you can catch that at the breakfast show at 8 in the morning. And just to mention KCPE, I think they were to be announced today, so I believe they have been announced. So all the best kwa wale ambao wanaenda high school. Miaka 4 wewe cheza tu kama wewe. Yes. I don't know how the system is right now, but wish you all the best as you partake to the next level of your life. Thank you so much. Tukutane kesho hapa 3 p.m. because I need you, and thank you for always being part of this. It's not easy sitting down and watching this show for more than 1 hour.
True.
But I know at the end of it all, it's all about attaining knowledge and growing profits. I'll see you.